right, is there some structural damage? Oh, there's something falling off. That's not too good. Now we've lost our first and our right. We've lost both engines. Now, buddy, I was very excited to finally record today's video because today we're going to fly in the first ever commercial airplane, the first ever passenger airplane, which had its flight in 1919. And we can already see our passengers waiting here. We've got around 9 of them to finally experience the luxury of flight. Everybody, this is the Farman F-60 or Farman. I mean, it's a French company, the Goliath airplane. See, this airplane was designed by Farman actually to be a bomber plane in the First World War, but the development took so long, and so that when the first flight happened, the war had already ended, and so they just decided, guys, let's just use this thing to fly passengers around. This airplane proved to be very successful at doing so, and we can very much enjoy it here in the Microsoft Flight Simulator because the developers of Red Wing, who've made really beautiful add-on planes in the past, came out with this one, and it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, I've seen their add-on aircraft as sort of museum pieces because they're so nicely realistic, really want to show you what it was like to fly back in the day. I mean, only recently we talked about the Big Zeppelin, the Hindenburg. But let's go ahead and do this now after paying $35 for this beautiful add-on. Let's maybe get into the cockpit here, which is a outdoor cockpit. Everybody, yes, of course. The earlier planes were cabriolets. And we have a single pilot operation here. Here we can see it's not a lot of things here. That is for sure. We do have our in-flight mechanic right here who's ready to help us lend a right hand for flying our passengers around. Let's go ahead and actually start the boarding process of this airplane. We can do that here. Charge. I've set the language in French to keep it original. Charge the boarding. Right, and we can see the doors open. Yes, we even have a front door, which looks a bit dorky. And we can see slowly all the NPC passengers who've, by the way, paid around $1,500 to $1,700 in today's money, adjusted for inflation, for a flight to, for example, from London to Paris. Take a look at this. I mean, probably with Ryanair nowadays, you could probably fly this route for 15 euros. But everybody, do you get the luxury of this here? We've got beautiful aviation. Are they even attached? Yes, no seatbelts back then. All right, ladies in front. It's a bit hard to navigate through the cockpit, actually. It's come on. There you go. More passengers here up front. We can see some floating. That's a little strange. That's quite Harry Potter style. But I do like the decorations here of this airplane. I think it's a bit ridiculous. Great. Let's go ahead and start up our first airplane. In order to do that, we're going to have our magic checklist right here to close all the doors like that. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. Close everything. I think this front door is insane. People really like to call this plane ugly, and I really do like to agree. It is absolutely crazy. Let's go ahead and start it up. And well, you know, aviation engines were quite new at the time. Luckily here we can see through the window to the engine down there. It's absolutely beautiful because it's all animated. So let's turn on the battery right here. Where is that? There's the battery. There we go. Let's set the magnetos to both. That's probably not a proper checklist, but we also have to prime the engine. So get some fuel in there like that. Beautiful. Maybe a few times. And then we need someone to do brasser hélice, which is spinning the prop. Yes, so that fuel can nicely reach the engine. I kind of have the urge to start up the engine now. So there we go. Check this out. Nice. All right. First engine, and now the left end. Let's start it up right now as we speak. So this is this one. Nope, that's the wrong engine. Whoops. Shoot. No, come on. Let's try again. No. All right. I think he's dead. Good. We even have some puffs of smoke appearing. What hasn't worked yet is, I guess, the fuel pumps. We have to turn them on too. That's the fuel pumps. And there we go. Turn it on. Get yourself going. Yeah. No. What? It's not where. Oh, the magnetos aren't set to both. Oh, we also might want to put some mixture in there too. Yeah, these are the throttle and the mixture handles. And I'm a bit confused about the placing. Why would you have the throttle 1 and the throttle 2 at different places, as well as the mixture to each engine? That seems like a pain in the ass. All right, let's go ahead and start it out now. Yes, that's a lot of power, and some more power in there too. Perfect. We've started up our first passenger airplane. Let's go and remove the chocks, some French whatever. Perfect. Let's go ahead and start taxiing. Let's line up on the runway with our airplane, put the flaps down, which I'm a bit confused why there is even any flaps. Now, guys, there is, as you can already tell, a propeller here on the fuselage, and I would very much like you guys to guess in the comments what this propeller is. As you can see, it is not being spun by any motor. That might just be a little hint. Let's go ahead and take it off. So maybe not red line the engine here. Let's put it to like a yellow. You might want to have some sort of a static takeoff right here. Release the brakes. This airplane isn't very powerful. Let's take off. You can see one issue already. The visibility of this plane sucked. This is a tail dragger, and you cannot see much at all. Literally, taxiing this thing must have been a big mess. Pilots would, you know, kind of have to stick their head out the side of the window to see at least something. We can see the beautiful engine right here doing its thing. Let's maybe take off, by the way. There we go. We've been able to take off. Whatever. Take off out of Courchevel Airport. That is beautiful. We can see some smoke here. I don't want to red line the engine. Very nicely reduce some thrusts. That actually looks quite healthy. Here we go. Here we're flying above the French Alpine mountains. Very beautiful. What's... Oh, Jesus. This airplane seems to be somewhat of slipping a little bit. That is because these engines were really not too great. It would often be that your right engine is more powerful than the left engine, so you have to kind of apply differential thrust or rudder. This thing did not have a rudder trim, which sucked. So yes, the right foot of the pilot would have been very tired at the end of the flight. But here we go with rudder to the right. We are flying at a speed of 34 knots. That's a little slow. Come on, we need to go faster. Everybody, we're flying and we're in the 1919. I really like this add-on aircraft because we have all these systems animated that they used to have. Take a look at this. What is that? Is that like an artificial horizon, or is that the angle of attack? I can't even tell, and that's interesting. We have our altimeter, which shows us something, and I think it's meters. And we have this. I mean, doesn't this airplane look like a toy plane? Look at the landing gear. It is absolutely insane. All right, now welcome to the Caribbean. I guess a transatlantic flight on this thing with 60 knots would be a bit uncomfortable. Obviously, it's not a pressurized cabin either, so you're dead. It doesn't work. Although this plane did fly at some rather exotic locations like Japan or Peru. So yes, they had to transfer this plane all the way from France to Peru, which sounds like a pain in the ass to me, but that would have been quite an exciting journey. Everybody, I would like to now showcase you what else this airplane is capable of, and that's why I love Red Wing. We can go into failure, which is pan, and set feu. Oh no, there is a lot of feu in our engine, in our left engine. Lots of feu. Yes, I would believe that might be a thing that could happen. And now the second feu has broken out. See, this thing was very prone to breaking all the time, even though it wasn't very sophisticated in systems. Which is why you have your onboard mechanic on board who literally is able to fix things. In real life, the mechanics would climb up to the wing, maybe fix damage, which is quite ridiculous sounding. Let's go ahead and get some more feu here. Oh no, second feu. We even have structural damage that can happen. For example, at the aile gauche, which is the left wing. All right, is there some structural damage? Oh, there's something falling off. That's not too good. Now we've lost our first and our right. We've lost both engines. Bonjour, messieurs, mesdames. Please brace. We can also have aile droite and aile quoi? Quoi? Oh, we've broken the physics, so we've just had... This airplane is completely dead. It's probably now the ghost of the airplane flying. See, I mean, just the idea of adding finally a failure system to MSFS is amazing. Let's try this again here. Quoi? What does that mean? All right, yeah, that's literally death. Oh, we could do this as well. All right. Yeah. So that's actual, like death. Good. I like how it also activates when you go too fast, which we just did. That's quite nice. Rest in peace. You know, one reason you wouldn't want to be the first passengers on the first airplane probably is the accident incidents page on the Wikipedia. Although this plane was only built approximately 60 times, around 35 of them crashed. 35 out of 60. That is literally the worst safety rate ever. That is insane. All right, let's actually try to do a proper landing now. Perhaps that could be good. I mean, the problem really is the visibility sucks so much. It's insane. All right, now with a plane that's absolutely working, we can see, yes, it is working indeed. We have some more instruments that I missed out on. I would love to be able to read it. That's a thermometer and kilogram per cubic centimeters. I couldn't imagine. Is that for the fuel density? I guess it is. Good. What a mysterious aircraft. Once again, we're landing here for the third attempt. And it's really interesting. You really have to do some rudder here to overcome the problems of these engines that very much suck. Let's put the flap down, which I don't think there is any flap. There is no... This airplane of course, didn't have flaps. Let me try to land and stop. Yeah, runway is down here. We have our GPWS callouts by our mechanic. I guess he'd have to scream really loud in real life in order to communicate with us.
10 mètres. 5 mètres.
5 mètres. Oh! What happened was, I think the parking brake was actually on, which is why for some reason chocks were set. That didn't work. We should try this again, but perhaps with another version of this airliner, because it was not only used for passenger transport, but it was also a successful cargo plane, especially for mail delivery. This one has a bit of a different cabin here now, which is really nice. All made of wood, this airplane. I wouldn't quite trust it. Here we go. Oh, the steering sucked. Oh, the steering sucked. The steering sucked. All right, let me try to attempt to take off from Winter Wonderland right here in our cargo variant airplane. All right, come on. Don't you struggle with the snow. You're all fine. Yeah, you're absolutely fine. Even here in the Alpine Mountains. I mean, due to the huge wings of this airplane, we can easily go. I mean, this is the only airplane that I know of in the flight simulator that actually will fall apart if you go too fast or overspeed it or over GA. Come on. Yes, like that. Very fast. Yes, rest in peace, rudder, rest in peace, everything. Perfect. This is a quiet-ass plane. Again, though, I wouldn't quite want to be on board it. Oh, Jesus, now it's more broken even. That's great. So what do you think, you guys so much for watching this vintage video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. Died. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Deram, that dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finer, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New York. You've got beautiful names.